insight into the NBL and the Cairns team, right?
No, not really. I played there 2 years ago, but just a little bit, yeah.
Can you explain what that league is, Matt, in that country? Obviously, it's not the NBA, but it's a pretty big deal, right? What's it like there?
Yeah, the NBL is a tough league. Got a chance to go over there right after college. It's growing. It's a very fast-paced league. I was lucky to play for Chase Buford at the Sydney Kings, and he was able to implement everything from the NBA into the NBL also.
Will it be fun to play against a team from that league?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it'd be fun to go play against those guys. I think it's a whole completely different team from when I was there, but it was always fun to play against some Aussies.
Any familiar faces in that roster?
Yeah, there is actually. Boucher, he was a shooter. He was there when I was there. And I think a couple guards and stuff like that, but I haven't kept up with the league in a minute. Yeah.
What makes the NBL different than other international leagues?
It's the play style. It's very fast. It's very fast-paced playing style. Besides that, it's just a lot of good talent is going over there also. As you can see, the next style program and stuff like that coming right out of college and coming right out of high school. So it's definitely a growing league. Yeah.
When you got the opportunity to come to camp here, it must have been kind of neat given your ties to Toronto. How do you assess the opportunity you have here? How's it going?
I'm excited about this opportunity because, first of all, it's Toronto. I love Toronto. I wasn't here, but I was 6 hours away from Toronto the first year. I was in Sault Ste. Marie, but my second year I was in Brampton. I got a chance to kind of explore the area, so I'm kind of familiar with it. And it's a very diverse team, as you can see. There's a lot of guys from culture everywhere. You see Dennis, you see Jakob, you see Pascal. So I feel like it's a great environment to come in and learn and get better every day.
What does that diversity do for you guys, both in the coaching staff and on the roster?
It just gives you a chance to understand people's cultures, and when you get out on the floor, the chemistry will be a lot more easier and a lot more better. But it's a fun thing, coming in here and kind of learning where everybody's from and getting better.
What is communicated in terms of expectations and what front office is hoping you're willing to adjust into this role?
What I know is just come in here, do your work, and get better every single day. Nobody's better than the next man. It's just coming in here and being a team and being a leader. Everybody can lead, whether you're playing or you're not.
Have you had much communication from Darko as an example as a head coach, or is it more kind of you working with the assistants, or how's that work?
We spoke briefly. Darko's has an overseas background, so just kind of getting a chance to kind of know him a little bit more. But besides that, everybody, I've been working with the assistants, guys from the 905, and just trying to get better.
Why do you think it's important to be around different cultures, guys who come from different cultures?
It just gives you a better perspective on of how things are going on around the world. Just pretty much coming in here and you can, kind of learn how people think, kind of, how they approach their day, how they approach work, and it's very professional. But at the end of the day, we all play the same job, and we're getting better.
Does it give you an idea of what the future might be like? And you're talking to people who play in Europe or live in Europe, you might go play there. You might play with other people from Europe. Does it sort of give you that sort of context as well?
In terms of me?
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds. My goal is to play for NBA.
No, but I'm saying you're getting a diverse background of people to get information from.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you got guys like Dennis who played FIBA World Cup, the last season. But it's just basketball is a lot different. It's a universal sport, so we're able to pick up on the fly and get better.
In ways, is it maybe influencing how NBA basketball is being played? Are you noticing that whenever you're looking at film from this side?
Yeah, for sure. Because if you look at the NBA now, the top players are almost international, so it definitely is a growing thing. You can see Denver with Jokic and stuff like that, but it's a very fast-paced game, and that's what the NBL game is almost like, and it's what the NBA game is. So you just got to kind of adapt and get better.
It seems like there's this new generation of big men who have these guard skills.
Right.
Is that something that you see the future of the NBA going that way? Is that something that you worked on, trying to have those, being a big guy but also kind of skinny with dribble moves?
Yeah, I kind of pride myself in being able to dribble, pass, and shoot, and also defend also. But it's only good to really use it when you have to, you know what I mean? But it's good to manipulate the game in a different way. Being able to dribble, pass, and shoot, it gives better options for the point guards and stuff like that. But whatever coach wants me to do, I'm able to do.
Some hockey player.
I don't know, man. I think we're all king in our own world, right?
What'd you hear about the game in Montreal? You said your mom was there?
Yeah, my mom was there, so she went with, I think, Luke and his mom. And everybody supports each other, so I think it was fun to have for him, for my mom, for his mom. A great experience for Montreal. So.
How is basketball culture different in Montreal compared to Toronto?
I don't know. I think you guys are obviously had a step on us. You know, you guys had players in the NBA and all that. I think there's more opportunities in Toronto to make it, but I think the love for the game is still the same. I think Montreal love the game as much, and are big fans.
They're probably not at the top of the expansion list, but do you think that they could have a team?
I mean, I would wish for it. Obviously, that's something that I want, but when it comes to that, a lot of teams think the same, so it's kind of hard to win that battle. But I do think they deserve a team too.
How's your camp been going? Your training camp been going, and getting used to a new voice at the top?
No, it's been good. Obviously, a lot of different faces and a lot of adjustments, but it's been pretty good. I think we're all trying to figure it out and have a better season than last year, and we're all doing a good job of knowing that it's a process, and then we're all learning from this.
Do you think you're going to be able to show something a little different from your game, or are you going to kind of stick to what's been really successful for you?
No, I'm sure I'm gonna have more opportunities and I have a better chance to show what I'm capable of doing. But also, like I said, when the ball is moving and all, like everybody's getting an opportunity. It could be anybody's night. And I think that's going to be really useful for me just to keep my game the same, but also having more opportunities.
You've been working a lot on your ball handling for years now. We saw a little, in the open scrimmage, you made a nice little crossover, got to the rim. Do you think you can be ready to sort of do that a little more routinely in games, attack it closer, that kind of stuff?
No, for sure. If the opportunity shows, I will do it. But like I said, we're playing a different style of basketball, which the ball is moving a lot and a lot of cuts and all. So, like I said, it's not really one-on-one and everybody trying to beat each other. But I think if I have the chance to drive a slower guy or whatever, what position I'm playing, then I would definitely see the opportunity.
Chris, you talked about the opportunity. What's that felt like in camp? I mean, from the outside, it looks like there's more opportunity for just about everybody. Does it feel that way? And then what does that do inside?
I mean, I think everybody's kind of like a reset. Everybody's trying to show what they're capable of doing, but we're also learning. And it's a new coach, so everybody's trying to show coach what they're capable of doing, and that's the new opportunity to show them you could do it. Maybe one of the coaches or one of the plays are perfect for you, and it might help. And I think it's just a new opportunity for everybody.
But it sounds like the rotation is going to be bigger. That's what the opportunity is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, different coaches, different subs, and different roster. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think coaches doing a really good job involving everybody, and that's what's good. It's like everybody's ready to play, and since he's sending me a bit of rotation, I think that also helps everybody to believe they have a chance to play.
Chris, when you think about just how much new there is there anything you can identify, whether mindset or what you're physically doing, that you've had to unlearn this time?
Definitely moving. I think, when you pass the ball, not staying in the same place. I think that's something that .5 basketball does to you, is that you're always in a constant movement. And sometimes when you're staying at one place, you're not at the right place. So I think that's something that we're learning a lot. Especially when you see the movement side to side, you don't want to be stationary, and I think that's something that helps everybody.
Hey Chris, we saw you get the ball a lot in the post in the Kings game.
Yeah.
How's that been an adjustment for you in terms of being a playmaker and also scoring that role?
Oh, that definitely helps. I mean, I think coach is doing a really good job saying, if we have a bigger size and all that, we got to use it and not make it too complicated. Obviously, if you have a smaller guy, you shouldn't be doing too much, and I think that helps us. Guys like me, Precious, Pascal OG, I think he wants us to use a mismatch, but also keep the ball moving. And when you see it, it's like a 2-3 seconds, but you don't have to stay there just because you have a mismatch, and that helps us a lot.
Chris, off the court, you had a scholarship that you announced last spring, and then I think it came to fruition recently. What was that experience like, being the person that you impacted?
No, that felt great. I mean, obviously, it felt even better when I saw who it was, and she had a daughter and all that, and she's been telling me about a story. So it feels good to know that I'm helping somebody, and then what I had in plan is helping out, actually working out. So. Like I said, we have bigger plans, but that was definitely a first for me, and I'm definitely happy about it.
une question en français, Chris. Comment se passe votre pré-saison et comment est-ce que vous adaptez au nouveau système, au nouvel entraîneur?
Non, ça se passe bien. Le système, est, comme j'ai dit, tout le monde touche la balle, tout le monde bouge, ça marche vraiment. Comme j'ai dit, on a beaucoup de choses à s'améliorer, mais je pense qu'avec le mouvement, puis tout le monde sur la même page, ça nous aide beaucoup.
Personnellement, ton jeu, comment est-ce que tu peux te positionner par rapport est-ce que ton jeu va changer par rapport au nouveau système?
Non, c'est sûr, je pense que je joue beaucoup de différentes positions. Qu'est-ce qui va m'aider aussi, c'est que la balle bouge, comme je dis. Le fait que la balle bouge, s'il y a beaucoup de cuts et des choses que je faisais avant, faire cette rebound, ça fait beaucoup de confusion pour l'autre équipe, puis moi je suis bon dans la confusion.
Yes.
Deux autres questions en français. Défensivement, on a vu qu'on dirait que vous vous dirigez vers un système plus conservateur avec moins de switch. Pour toi, c'est quoi la différence et en quoi c'est mieux peut-être?
Les rotations sont plus faciles. Je pense que savoir où est-ce que la prochaine personne est supposée aller, ça aide beaucoup. Aussi savoir que, comme j'ai dit, on peut faire des erreurs, mais on peut s'aider. Mais ça aide beaucoup à la place d'avoir 10-12 plans qu'on n'est pas sûr qu'il va marcher. Maintenant, on reste avec une règle, puis c'est comme ça qu'on bouge.
Et une dernière question, je ne sais pas si elle t'avait déjà été posée, j'ai essayé de trouver mais j'ai pas trouvé. On t'a pas vu avec la sélection canadienne, c'était un choix par rapport au fait qu'il fallait s'engager sur 3 ans. Quelle en était la raison en fait?
Non, c'est comme j'ai dit, pour la prochaine saison, comme je vais vraiment jouer, mais comme j'ai dit, j'avais de beaucoup de choses à figurer là, surtout en familial et tout, ma famille vient d'emménager et tout, alors j'avais beaucoup de choses à figurer là pour ma saison. Je ne voulais pas trop déranger ma saison. Puis, comme j'ai dit, mais ils ont bien joué, ils sont bons. Les Canadiens, on est olympique maintenant. C'est rare. Alors, je pense que la meilleure chose à faire maintenant, c'est focus sur la saison. Quand j'ai fini la saison, de commencer à penser aux Olympiques.
They can't be Vegas, right? You know, can't be
Oh, man. I mean, anything's possible, you know. But Vegas is looking like a machine. So, I mean, it's two good teams. Yeah, it's super duper, right? Yeah, it's they're clicking, man. So, you know, it's going to be entertaining on Sunday. You know, I'm gonna have other plans, but it's cool. It's cool.
You with a Hall of Famer.
Huh?
To replace you with a Hall of Famer.
I saw that today. Yeah, I talked to her a couple of days ago, and I think she's excited. I'm excited for Chicago too, for this next journey for them. And she's someone that's been grinding for a long time, so it's well deserved on both sides.
And she went from the NBA there, and you go from there to the NBA?
Yeah, we tagged. So you used to watch wrestling when you used to tag people out? Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. So I jumped the top rope and yeah.
Right up the turnbuckle.
Yeah, that's it.
So what does your diverse coaching background bring to this job here, do you think?
Diversity? Yeah. No, I mean, just a different way of I guess, seeing things. I think our staff is well put together, so we all have, very diverse backgrounds, and we see different things, and I mean but the main thing is the main thing, and that's executing the coach's vision. So I mean, I think everybody's trying to do their best and doing a good job of that, and Darko is one of the best teachers that you can find. So everything's real clear, and I think the guys are buying into it, and the coaches, we're just trying to make that message as loud and teach as well as we can.
But your input will come from a lot of different angles.
Yeah.
Is that important?
I think so. I think so. I think it's the reason for colors in the rainbow. You know, all the colors are different and they complement each other. And when things are just too white or too black, then you don't have any room for growth. But I think everybody here is open-minded and trying to grow in the same direction. And I think that's the most important thing.
When the opportunity arose to come here, how difficult a decision was that for you? Because you left a pretty good spot, obviously.
Yeah, it was difficult because this was never an aspiration for me. Mm-hmm. It was never in my plans to be in the NBA. So I guess I'm a little different. But being here, I really appreciate the opportunity. I know how important it is, and I know how big and sometimes, I'm a little small fish in a big pond. So I never really imagined me being in this type of situation. So I never think more than, the job at hand. So when I was in Chicago, I was focused on that. Yep. But when the opportunity came, it was I was waiting on somebody close to me to tell me I couldn't do it. And everybody was like, holy, crap, no, you got to do it. And I was like, so I called I called my mom. She's the grumpiest person I know, and so she even told me I had to do it. So it was pretty easy.
Wait till you round us more. Wait till you round us more.
I heard, man. I heard about you too. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna bring you some. What's your favorite dessert, man?
Chocolate cake, man.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna start rubbing up on you. So.
Coach, you were here back in the spring with Chicago Sky. Did anything stand out to you about Toronto back then? And you're also part of history in the first preseason WNBA game ever up here.
The energy was amazing. So the energy was amazing. Sometimes Toronto is like, top shelf. Like you have all the sports fans that were out. You had a lot of sports that were going on at the same time. And so we were downtown and, we were just taking it all in. Then I came in here, and I'm walking around seeing the coaches' names on the doors. And like, I'm like, shit, guys. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, for me to just, because I think I talked to you guys over here. And it just doesn't, you make a plan and, it never goes that way. So, this definitely wasn't the plan. But Toronto, I was amazed by it and in love with it. And, since the time I first landed here, and it hasn't changed. So it's really one of the most beautiful cities and probably one of the biggest secrets out there. You hear people talk about it, but it's nothing like being here. Yeah.
What was Darko's pitch to you?
Well, we talking Serbian. No, I'm just playing. I don't speak Serbian, but I think when I talked to him for the first time, I talked to him on Zoom, and he just told me his vision, and honestly, it was like looking at someone who believed in the same things that I believed in, and on a grander scale. Just trying to get this team to where it once was. And, Darko is really big on culture and appreciating people. And that's something that we tried to emulate in Chicago as well. So, you know how they say, you had me at hello? Yeah, that was it.
Would that be that common thread of the bigger vision, something that's so needed when there's so much new with an organization and change, and you guys just buy into that alignment right away?
Yeah, I think Darko was really, Darko and the rest of the organization were really intent on the people that they brought in, and they wanted people with like vision. But the other part of it, they wanted people that really are hardworking but very respectful for each other. We understand that everybody's different here, and we wanted people to respect those differences and really understand where people are coming from, and just listen to people and just be engaged with everyone. So everybody, Pat Delaney had something on the board. Y'all see the board right there. Yesterday it was like it all matters. So everything that we do is very intentional and it matters. So, even us greeting the people that, that are here, that's doing the work that, no one likes to do, we try to be intentional in everything that we do.
You seem to have a group that's very upbeat. Like Jam is the happiest guy in the world.
Man.
Pat's a great storyteller.
Man.
You don't ever have a down day. Darko's like, how important is that over the course of? Well,
it's funny that
every day, right?
It's funny that you see that, because one bad thing about Toronto is traffic is crazy, man. And so every time, and I drive my grandma, and so people are like bonking at me and stuff like that. So it gets me a little grouchy. So the first thing I do is I stop by Jama's office and he cheers me up. Yeah. So it's cool. You see Jama has a smile on his face all the time. And he's a great dude, man, and he's very smart and intelligent, and the guys just appreciate his energy, and we do too.
The whole staff has that, though.
Yeah, they do.
How important is that to be able to be around people who are as happy or as upbeat as you guys are?
No, it's good. I think it's good, and it's the biggest effect is when it's wins and losses time, because nobody cares about winning like this group does. And so for us to keep on feeding that good energy to the players when it's a tough game, or when it's just been a tough road trip or something like that, it's crucial, and it's critical to us growing as a staff and us growing as a group.
What's the difference between coaching in the WNBA and these guys? And what's the same?
It's not really different. I guess it's just new for me, but it's not really different. At first, I think I put pressure on myself I told myself it was different. But as you get to meet these guys and coach these guys and talk to these guys, it's not really different. The resources are different. I think, one of the other things is I'm throwing the ball up above the backboard and they're catching it and dunking it. But other than that, like the personalities and the talent and, the buy-in to the game and the love for the game is all the same. So I think you got two great leagues that are parallel to each other. And one's been here for a while and the other one's is consistently growing and it's growing in a good direction.
Did you have a relationship with Darko before?
No, I didn't.
How'd they find you?
I don't know, man. That's maybe a question you should ask. I promise I was trying to be as discreet and quiet as possible, walking through the kitchen, and I guess I stumped my toe and I made a noise. But I don't know how they found me. I never asked. You know how something's too good to be true, so you don't even want to know.
Do you have any familiarity with anybody in the organization?
I tell you what. When I first got the general manager job, at Chicago, I got like our PR person to get Masai's number, and I called him and I bugged him for like 30 minutes, so I'm a new general manager. How do I do this job, And I was like, Chicago's crazy enough to trust me with it, so how do I make it good? And he talked with me for 30 minutes out of his own time, and that's something that I value for a long time, his advice, and I was taking notes and never bugged him again though. But that's the only real line that I have. But I called a lot of smart, intelligent people, and I'm always trying to pick people's brains and trying to be the best coach and whatever I can be.
In many ways, do you feel a responsibility to kind of dispel a mindset that the NBA is the ultimate pinnacle when you're coming from a women's professional league?
I don't know if what did you say again? Say it again.
In terms of people think oh, you made it, you're in the NBA, as opposed to working so hard and being within the WNBA, being around the women's game and kind of the comparison and people thinking that being around the men's game is the ultimate pinnacle.
So it's so possible to give the NBA so much credit without discrediting the WNBA. And, I would be out of my wits to say that the leagues are on the same level right now, because they aren't. And that's what the WNBA is fighting for. And I'm going to continue to fight for them, even, from the other side of the building. We have to give the NBA credit. It is the pinnacle of basketball. And they do have, the greatest players and the greatest resources. You know what I mean? They have the greatest resources. And one day the WNBA hopefully will make it there where they have the resources. In the NBA, you won't have a two-player job where you're a general manager and a head coach. They have different resources. So, I don't want to dispel anything. I just, I did the best decision for myself and my family. And just like with Teresa Weatherspoon, she left the NBA to the WNBA, so she doesn't have to dispel anything either. She made a great decision for her and her family, and I think both of us will be happy, and I think we're going to help our respective leagues move in the right direction.
Coach, you talked about this wasn't an opportunity that you saw coming for yourself. So what are your aspirations now, knowing that this is possible?
Nothing. I have practice tomorrow. Okay. So this is how I always lived it, man. I was a terrible player in Europe because I was always thinking about the next step, But ever since I've been in the coaching, I've always thought about the next day and the task at hand. So I don't have any aspirations but to execute whatever Darko's game plan is and to make this organization as best it can be.
So what's the most rewarding part about doing the job for you and your experience?
I won the lawn bowling championship last week. So that needs to be said. We had a tournament. Yeah, we had one in season and I won it. I just want to put that out there. I got a trophy, so that's probably been one of the most satisfying, things that's happened to me in Toronto. So we're gonna claim that. Ain't that right, Justine?
We got banners all over the damn city.
Yeah, man. I'm a winner, man. I'm a winner.
Coach, you coached one of, I would say, one of the greatest players of all time in the WNBA. That's Candace Parker.
Yeah.
What qualities does she have that you look for in leadership? That in any league team ability player?
Her execution is at an all-time high, and we speak the same language. So when you're trying to put stuff in, she kind of understands it right away. And so She's seen it all. She handles herself like a true pro, and her preparation for the game, even her preparation for practice, is like top level. And it's not a gift. It's something that you either have to learn or you have, you know. So it's no, she prepares, and she's super talented, and you can see it in her career. Like she's you know, one of my, you know, most important moments is being able to coach her and help her get what she wanted to get.